Welcome to your 2022 Toyota Prius Prime plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. That's a lot of P's right off the bat. Carryover model, but still worth going through because it's a pretty important offering in Toyota's lineup. So, under the hood, 1.8 liter four-cylinder engine, 121 horsepower. I don't have the torque figures because as an ERG, Toyota Canada does not put torque figures on their website. I can't give you a number, I can't guess at a number. What I can say with certainty is after a week of driving, there's more than enough torque to get on your highways, to do any kind of passing, to get out of a collision situation. Not unsafe by any means, not a fast vehicle, but it's been engineered with enough torque for your modern roads, and whether it's city life or out in the country, there is, again, plenty of safe and plenty amount of torque under the hood here. So let's talk about range. So Toyota Canada does say you can get 40 kilometers of all-electric range. That will depend on who is in the vehicle, what's in the vehicle, is your HVAC going, is your radio going, are the windows open, and all the variables there. So take that for what you will, but again, according to Toyota Canada, you can get 40 clicks of all-electric range. Your total range is a touch over 1,000 kilometers, and that's with the battery and the gasoline engine, so pretty good. Speaking of the battery, it is an 8.8 kilowatt per hour lithium ion battery. It is tucked into the trunk. You lose a bunch of trunk space, but there's got to be a trade-off for these things at some point. So I would take over 1,000 clicks of range and lose some trunk space myself, and I would happily give up my Petro Canada points if it meant saving some money. So that's my take on that. As far as charging times go, it's 5.5 hours if you plug it in at home, just to a regular outlet, and you find a level 2 charger, it drops down to 2 hours and 10 minutes. I believe I saw the figure for the average Canadian commute, one way to work being, I think it was 9 kilometers, maybe 9.5. And with such a short charging time at home, you don't have to buy a level 2 charger. You can just plug it into the wall at home, and by the time you wake up in the morning, you'll have a full battery. So it's a 42-liter tank of regular 87 octane. In liters per 100 kilometers, it is 4.3 in the city, 4.4 on the highway, and a blended total of 4.3. So that's how we get our little over 1,000 per kilometer total range out of the Prius Prime. And again, yes, you have the option to run it in full battery mode, and the switch over between battery and engine is very smooth. It's relatively quiet, and Toyota is, to me, one of the best manufacturers in North America that does the hybrid game very, very well. They've been at it for so long, and it would be one of my top 2 choices if I was looking for a hybrid vehicle. So well done, Toyota. On the road itself, driving dynamics are a little lower to the ground. It's hatchback more than a crossover for me, or even compact utility vehicles. So you still get that cool road feel, again, because you are lower down. You have a massive windshield to see out of, nice big windows. And the rear window, speaking of driving, I'll touch on this more on the exterior portion, but it's got that cool angle down part, and then it goes flat down. So you really get a full view of what's behind you without using the backup camera. Yes, I know it has to be there. It's been federally mandated since 2017, but doing the good old hand behind the driver's seat, headrest, and turning around and looking, you get a really solid view of what's behind you. On the outside, carries the same shape, a nice long hood that slopes, so I can see the end of it from here. Side profile, kind of the same thing. And again, the rear with the window looks really, really sharp. It's one of my favorite designs. When I first saw it a few years ago, I thought that bar separating the 2 pieces of glass looked like an upper lip. Just the way it kind of just divots down just a little bit. Kind of a quirky thing there, and I don't mind it. But overall, the shape of the Prius Prime, no issues with me. And the charging ports are on the rear. So on one side, you get your gas door, and on the other side you get your electric charging spot. And interestingly, I'll use this as a transition point. Yes, you get far less cargo space in the trunk, but what Toyota Canada has done is given you a separate little cubby with a cover for your charger, and it makes it really nice and neat. No kind of throwing it in the trunk and having it move around. It's a very thin space, but to me it just helps keep things more organized and gives you a lot more usable space. Taking a look on the inside, Toyota Canada has given me the top of the top. So there's the Prius Prime, there's the Prius Prime Upgrade, and then with the upgrade comes the technology package. So really there's 3 tiers, and I have the highest one. So it's got the big 11.6 inch tablet style screen, definite perk there. It's split into 2, so when I plug in my CarPlay, it shows up the top, and then on the bottom half of the screen I can either have my climate controls or I can have more audio controls. That nice center dashboard as opposed to it being directly in front of you. And I remember the old, what was it, the Echo, I believe, that had it centered in the middle, had it in the middle. Nice long screen, so you get all sorts of information. The far left is your speedometer and your trip and your average consumption plus your gas meter. Just to the right of that, still middle-ish, you get a different types of information. I have it set as my consumptions because I want to see consumption. Sorry, I want to see where the power is going, where it's coming from, because I want to keep it in EV mode as much as possible, and I want to see the regen power. And then over to the right, you've got some of your safety features and a few other cool things. So I don't mind the long dashboard here. As far as the touchscreen goes, for going through your information, pretty easy to manipulate, get all of your information out of it. There's no volume knob, but it's on the steering wheel, so you can just kind of thumb it down as hard and as fast as you can. Gear shift just below the screen, standard stuff. You get your drive modes, you get your EV auto, and on the left is park, so you have to intentionally hit it, so there's no excuse for, oh, I thought it was in park, but it wasn't. Like, you have to push that button or else. Wireless charging beneath that, a little too much piano black for me overall, but not the end of the world. Seats are the Softex, so they're pretty comfortable. I have no problem with them. If I'm going to be stuck here for 1,000 kilometers on a single charge and a single tank, I'd have no issues with it because it's getting pretty comfortable. Toyota Standard Safety Sense 2.0 is included, and that gives you your lane departure warning, your automatic cruise control, radar cruise control. It gives you your automatic high beams and your lane trace assist. I'm going to keep saying it as long as you guys keep watching. Toyota is the leader for standard safety. You can't beat it. You can buy a $17,000 Corolla and get the same safety sense as you would on one of their top trim vehicles. Last note, let's talk about money. So I feel bad saying base model, but just the Prius Prime runs for $33,550 as of middle of September 2021. The Prius Prime Upgrade runs for $36,000 and a bit, and that is still a pretty solid price for all that you're getting. And then if you choose the technology package, we run up a little higher to $38 and a bit. All that range, all the technology, all the options, all the features, it's pretty good for under $40, and the rebate is up to $2,500. If you take shorter terms, that amount comes down, but if according to the Government of Canada site, I think it's a 4-year lease or 5-year finance, then you get the full $2,500 off. That's going to wrap it up for the 2022 Toyota Prius Prime. You got any questions on the vehicle, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to tell somebody about the channel who you think might be interested in what it is that I do. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate the support, and I wouldn't be anywhere without you guys and gals, so thank you. Until I see you next time. Oh, I shook the camera. Oops. Until I see you next time. Be well. There's a car. Be well, be healthy, be safe.